A lot of people said that I needlessly inserted myself into all of that drama that happened.
Yes, true. What is real is that Mutahar is on the precipice of releasing a takedown video about Keffals, and Keffals is squirming, trying to get out content to mitigate the damage that's going to happen as a result of that.
None of this was my problem. But then my friend Tipster decided to call out Ethan Klein, and this entire situation has kind of made me reevaluate how I even feel about Vaush in the first place. To be completely honest, I don't really like him as much as I used to. And for people who were his friends and for people who wanted to defend him through this, they just got mercilessly dragged. Well, he stayed silent about the whole thing. I reached out to him because I wanted to talk to him, and he sent me an apology. I asked if I could call him, and he said, I'll be honest.
Whoa, that is rough. Yeah, can't talk. Thanks though, peace. Okay, let's get some more Keffals content out there, because people fucking love that shit. Good news, that Keffals video that came out that was privated, we've actually, thanks to Kiwi Farms, got a copy of it here. So I figured we'd watch it and see what we've got to say about it. But I hear that there's a bit of a denouncement of certain people, which might be funny to see. So let's have a look and find out. Let's get into it.
Hey everyone, I wanted to give my thoughts about everything now that time has passed, and I kind of stepped away for a bit to think about everything that happened over the last 2 months. I'm talking, of course, about the situation that went down with Vaush. So to those who aren't aware, the situation that happened in February was Vaush accidentally leaked a folder full of images that he should not have had on his computer, and it created a living hell for him, for me, for anyone in his general proximity.
I mean, that's not really true though, because like President Sunday put out a video. I mean, at first he was not defending Vaush's actions necessarily, but I think he was kind of saying like, this is a very bad move that Vaush is making. But then he released a video like a couple of days later saying, yeah, this is indefensible. You know, let Vaush sort himself out, but don't defend him. This is crazy. And yeah, even though he's kind of known for being a bit of an associate of Vaush, I don't think he really got that bad shit for it. I think it was just like, yeah. So, you know, and Keffals went even beyond just saying it was a bad look what he was saying. You know, she went to like defend him hard. Like she was there fucking in the mix, substantively defending his actions in the face of Ethan Klein's criticisms. It's the jumping in the way of the bullet meme in some ways, you know?
I'm putting this video out to just give my thoughts. There's no script. I'm just talking from the heart here about how I feel about Vaush and how I feel about everything now that all of this is played out. A lot of people said that I needlessly inserted myself into all of that drama that happened.
Yes, true.
And I want to talk about that because I partially agree, but there's also
there we go. Win for the critics. Win for the critics.
Different side of this.
Imagine calling Keffals' drama real. Okay, you're a fucking idiot. What is real is that Mutahar is on the precipice of releasing a takedown video about Keffals, and Keffals is squirming, trying to get out content to mitigate the damage that's going to happen as a result of that. Okay? Like, that's why I find this interesting.
That people probably weren't aware of. I saw all of this playing out. I wasn't planning on weighing in. None of this was my problem. But then my friend Tipster decided to call out Ethan Klein on Twitter for how he covered the entire situation that happened with Vaush. And then when Ethan Klein responded, I was like, okay, I have two friends now who are getting put on blast.
Oh, the Tipster. Oh my God, Nicholas Diorio is going to be pleased, isn't he? He's going to get to do another stream about Tipster. Let's go. Diorio currently rubbing his hands together for another Tipster fucking stream. Bo Blacks is currently firing up the next Tipster Bully stream. I mean, this is obvious, like, that this was a mistake on all fronts. And Tipster, I tell you what it is, Tipster, and to a degree Keffals as well, but more so, I think, well, probably equal, but, you know, Tipster probably thought, these guys use me on their soundboard. I'll probably be able to swing them, won't I? Because they like me, right? These guys really like me. And it's like not enough to overcome their distaste for Vaush's actions, unfortunately. Tippy's getting the blame, that's right. Tipster won't fit under the bus. Oh my god. Yeah, little bro thought he was on the team. Classic. That's exactly what it was. Dude. Shame. Crying shame.
By a really large content creator, I decided that I was going to get into the mud because I care about my friends. I don't want to see my friends getting attacked. That was a huge mistake. Hindsight is 2020. If I could go back and just let everything play out without getting involved, obviously I would have.
Well, one of the reasons it's a huge mistake is obviously what happened after, which is that now Mutahar is sniffing around, you know? So, yeah, just a total disaster on all fronts, really. The regrets of Lolly Hill. What did Ethan Klein say? Don't die on Lolly Hill. Ethan Klein said don't die on Lolly Hill, didn't he? Very clearly. And, yeah, there's the consequence. Your job is to protect and stand up for yourself only. Everyone is an adult. They don't need protection from attacks. Grow up. I just think that you know, with the Vaush situation, you know, and listen, I'm not a Xanderhall guy, okay? I think Xanderhall's a fucking moron. But Xanderhall had the right idea because he spoke briefly on it, but didn't weigh in super heavily. He said the images were fucked up and kind of moved on and spoke about other stuff. So, you know, he recognised the Xanderhall recognised the dangers of dying on Lolly Hill and didn't fucking do it, you know? But for some reason, Tipster and Keffals were fucking straight in there. Oh, boy.
And I don't want to beat myself up that much because I think that my instinct to want to protect my friends when I see them getting attacked is a good one. Like, it shows that I really care about people. Caring about people and wanting to protect people, sometimes that's not always the greatest idea. And this entire situation has kind of made me reevaluate how I even feel about Vaush in the first place. To be completely honest, I don't really like him as much as I used to.
Ooh. Going for the, you know, extension in the other direction. Defending this guy didn't work out. Thought that they could benefit from defending Vaush. That didn't pan out. So now they're switching to criticising Vaush. Dude, it's so transparent, man. Hans Gruber, what are all these little weird snarky comments that you're making? Can't wait for you to be trashing H3 in the next month. Wild wagon to hitch to. Yeah, possibly. If they do something I think is retarded, I'll be critical of that, yeah. I'm not hitching my wagon to anyone. I just look at a situation and go, well, this is what I think about this, you know, based on what's happening at the moment. But yeah, I mean, this seems pretty transparent to me that we've gone from I'm going to defend Vaush to, oh, Vaush is a bad guy, actually. And I do wonder if, because I think I said this when it happened, it's like, it almost felt like Keffals thought they would benefit from like defending Vaush, like Vaush would issue out some sort of thing to the people that defended them eventually, and that obviously hasn't happened, right? You know, some sort of support or some sort of benefit or some sort of stream appearance or something maybe, and perhaps that was part of the calculation of defending Vaush, is that you could benefit in that direction, and that's not happened. So now it's like a complete pivot in the other direction. I don't actually like Vaush now I'm thinking about it. Ooh, it's rough, isn't it? It's very rough. Very rough indeed.
I actually feel hurt and let down by him. The mistake that Vaush made, it was such an avoidable mistake. This is me being as charitable as possible.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't call it. What it was a mistake from Vaush's perspective, I guess. But like the answer to it is stop jerking it to weirdo lolly poor shit, dude. Not do it privately, you know? Like it's funny to think that he had it on his work computer. But yeah. Other than that, I mean, the solution isn't to do it in secret, it's to stop doing it. The mistake is liking sicko shit. Yeah, exactly.
Believing him when he said that he downloaded Lolly by mistake. Even if that was 100% true, he could have avoided this.
It does, especially with his previous story about how he was rushing between classes, liking anime porn on his phone, if that's even true. But if it is true, like, some of these lefties have got really weird shit with porn. They just think it's normal to walk around looking at porn on your phone. And, like, liking insane anime, lolly shit or whatever, fucking bullshit. And it's like, dude, no. Most people don't do that. You know, most people engaged in their day-to-day activities of their lives are not there scrolling through porn on their phone. They're just, like, maybe looking at their social media, normal shit, talking to a friend or looking at an article or something. Not fucking desperately scrolling through porn and liking shit as he claimed happened with that drama. Crazy. Yeah, it's like a porn rotted brain, isn't it? Like it's a normal thing to do to be consuming pornography as you're moving between your day-to-day activities. Just passively consuming it, yeah. I've had a guy on a lecture who watched porn and showed others like he was proud of it. Jesus, man. True skeptical. Let's be real. These lefties' social media is all porn anyway. Very true. Oh shit, late for class. Got to browse my porn running to class. 20 Twitter accounts and they're all porn. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just obviously very, yeah. Oh, what's this? Oh, guys, it is that. Okay, I'm spoiling myself. Okay, what I said about thinking that they get something out of it and they didn't, that's, I think, true. We're about to see it. Watch. Sorry, I'm spoiling myself.
Didn't need to download porn on his work computer. That's just bizarre. And he put so many people whose livelihoods actually depend on him, in the crosshairs because of how reckless he is. And this entire situation just...
Wait. I'm guessing Keffals is referring to the mods and editors and stuff. I can't imagine they mean themselves. That'd be crazy, no? You do not want to be in a position where your entire income is based on another creator. You know, it needs to be based on your own actions and your own situation, right? Well, obviously, if you're a mod or an editor that gets paid, yeah. But no, that is, you know, and it's something that I think about too with DK. You know, like there are some, you know, as you know, guys, the backbreaking labor of streaming exacts a heavy toll. So there are some days where you wake up, and it's more just laziness. You know, it's just like, you know, anything you do in life, there'll be days you get up and you're like, I can't really bother today. You know. And with this, it's so easy to just not stream because you just you don't answer to anyone. You know, you don't answer to fucking a boss where they're like, oh, you got to turn up for work. You can just not stream, and it doesn't really negatively detriment you that much. But then I think, oh, but if I don't stream, we're not going to have the best content for DDK to put on the channel. That's going to mean less income, which, you know, is not like one day's missed income is not that big of an issue for me. But then I think, well, then I'm asking DK to accept, you know, a lower income because I can't be fucked to stream. And that just seems wrong to me, you know? It's like a group effort, isn't it? So I wonder, like, you know, do other people have that same kind of perception, you know? And yeah, it's very reckless and selfish, isn't it, what Vaush did, particularly if he's got a team of people that rely on him. Mother's Day was great, thank you. Pause Andy. Yes, I am a Pause Andy, correct. This video is only 10 minutes long. We've got to squeeze as much content as we can out of it. Okay?
Really soured me to even wanting to be part of his community, to be quite honest. Because if he cared as much as he
It's
claimed,
not gay.
he
It's all
would have
good.
taken more precaution with his actions to not have a situation like this blow up. And for people who were his friends and for people who wanted to defend him through this, they just got mercilessly dragged. Well, he stayed silent about the whole thing. And now he's moving on. And people are still giving me hate, not for my own actions, but for his.
Oh my God. Actually, this, wait. No. Okay. Wait a second. There's a point here. Look, I'm going to agree with Keffals on this one. Okay. Right? In this. Okay. Vaush's actions were selfish in the moment. But on top of that as well, what is true in this is that Vaush has moved on and he is like ignoring and disregarding a lot of the criticisms. But in the wake, yes, obviously Keffals inserted themselves into the situation, but Vaush hasn't really given anything to Keffals for the defense. Not that he has to, but he hasn't done that. And he's just moved on, and Keffals is now getting all this attention and shit. That is true. That has happened. Vaush pulled an what does that mean? I don't know. Do you see what I mean? I'm not saying that like, oh, Vaush is wrong to do it or whatever, right? Like necessarily, because he's got no obligation to Keffals for anything. It's just kind of funny that that has happened, that he's moved on and he's just doing his normal streaming. Meanwhile, yeah, yes. Keffals is left holding the drama bag. That's a good way of looking at it, right? So it's like when someone's left holding the bag, you're still an idiot for having invested, right? But you've still been fucked over a bit because the people have sold and left you holding the bag. Oh my God, that's perfect. Keffals has been left holding the drama bag. Keffals and Tipster are left holding the drama bag. That's actually a banging way of looking at it.
Redirecting the hate onto me. Well, he's in his fortress and hasn't even tweeted on his Twitter since like February 18th. All of the lies and misinformation about me that started on Kiwi Farm.
You're losing me now, Keffals. You're losing me now, okay? We're on a good track there, but now you're losing me.
That culminated in the entirety of the events of 2022 got brought back to life as a result of this situation because I wanted to defend my friend. No. I don't think if the roles were reversed, he would do the same for me.
Correct. Absolutely correct. You're right. You're correct. You're right on this. And President Sunday said as much. What's so funny about this is like, this is like President Sunday's video. He said that. He said exactly this. Yeah, wait a second. Is this a plagiarism situation? Have we got another plagiarism scenario to deal with? Where's H-Bomber Guy? Get H-Bomber Guy on the case. But yeah, I mean, this is just true. Like, there's absolutely no way, if the roles are reversed, that Vaush would defend Keffals in this situation. You know, he just doesn't put his neck out for other people, ever. He never does. And if someone's got some sort of drama like this, where he, you know, may normally weigh in on something, well, no, he just doesn't bother touching any of this stuff, right? If there's someone who's got some sort of interpersonal shit going on that maybe they could do with some help from a bigger creator defending, he just doesn't fucking bother. You know, he just fucking leaves it alone.
To be honest, I reached out to him because I wanted to talk to him and he sent me an apology. I asked if I could call him and he said, I'll be honest, I'm...
Oh, that is rough. Oh, that is fucking rough, dude. The person you fucking threw yourself on the sword for no reason won't even talk to you. Vaush needs to recharge his lolly battery. This is the spoiler that I said. Yeah. He's a disgusting, perverted man. What did she expect from him? The social battery is low. Better get some kids to mine some lithium. True, Peter. I mean, look. Yeah, exactly. Could you imagine you stood up for Nicholas in a drama and he just said, "Oh, nah, sorry, buddy, I'm a bit busy at the moment." Like, yeah, exactly. You know, like if I would never like just defend Nicholas for the hell of it, but if he was getting shit for something that I thought was out of order, I'd say as much, right? And like, if I messaged him and said, "Hey, let's catch up," you know, I'm fairly confident he'd be like, "Yeah, let's talk or something, on or off stream, whatever," right? Like that's just the kind of guy he is. And so it's kind of insane to see this, where it's like there's literally no respect given for that. You know, there's a little paltry statement here, but it's like this person like threw themselves. Whatever you think of Keffals like in the face of complete unrepentant destruction from every corner of the internet, came out in defense of you, and you just aren't interested in talking to them. Like, I just don't get it. Like, surely you'd speak to them and be like, "Look, I'm so thankful. Obviously, things are a bit hot at the moment. Blah blah blah." Yeah, it's like a human thing. It's like a human thing to do. Yeah, exactly. Jesus, that's insane. Snubbed. This is the meaning of the word snubbed, isn't it? Cold. Vaush is ice cold. Sorry, Vaush is too busy finding new lolly shit to download because he had to delete the last batch in panic. No, come on, be sensible. Anyway, I know the Kevin was going to read it, but I prefer to read it in my own voice. Hey, can I call you sometime? It'd be nice to just check in after all this. Vaush responds, I'll be honest, I'm a little socially burnt out at the moment, so it might be a little bit before I'm willing to call. I did want to say, though, how much I appreciate you speaking positively of me and how sorry I am this has all turned around on you. I hope you know my decision to stay quiet was not a sort of product of my indifference to your suffering. I just knew defending you would probably make things significantly worse for both of us. Oh, that's such a cop-out. Which is why I went quiet for a while as I did. That does come across as a cop-out, doesn't it? Yeah, can't talk. Thanks, though. Peace. And this is a private call as well. Oh, that's rough, man. Listen, I'm not, I think Keffals was really fucking dumb to get involved in this and stupid, made really bad decisions. But then also on the same tact, I think, well, the fact that Vaush is so cold on this, it's just insane to me. Is it the autism?
A little socially burnt out at the moment, so it might be a little bit before I'm willing to call. I do want to say, though, how much I appreciate you speaking positively of me, and how sorry I am that this was all turned around on you. I hope you know my decision to stay quiet was not at all a product of my indifference to your suffering. I just knew defending you would probably make things significantly worse for both of us, which is why I went quiet for a while as I did. And I think he knows him not being in my corner through all of this didn't make it any worse for him.
Yeah.
But it has hurt a lot going through all of this alone. So this video isn't a Vaush hate video. I think that Vaush is a complex person. Vaush has made a considerable amount of mistakes, to put it lightly, throughout his career. He's also done a lot of good with this community. He raised almost $300,000 for the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. That's commendable, and I think he should be given credit for that. It's just unfortunate that for many people, that's not going to be what he's remembered for. And I hope that all the people in my audience who are fans of him and his content...
Yeah, okay, that's okay. I thought this was going to be more of like a hardline attack, but there is a little bit of, he's done some good stuff. That's interesting. Or is that maybe because Keffals is like, I don't want to upset the Voshites too much, perhaps? Worthless donation? I don't, dude. Don't get me started on Gaza or I'm going to get banned. I just don't care.
and can understand this and understand that I just kind of want to do my own little thing from now on. I don't want people to instantly associate my name with this community. It's been hard enough, the amount of people who have decided not to want to associate with me solely because of.
Yeah, it is. It is. President Sunday, I think, was stronger, but this is a President Sunday-esque move. Like, I'm just gonna, peace. I'm gonna do my own thing. Peace out. But yeah, I mean, this is like it's not a bridge burn. It's more of a bridge, like knock a few bits of it down or something. I don't fucking know. But it's damage control fundamentally. Yeah, you're correct about that. Yes, White Nervosa does own the Keffals website, so yeah, maybe that's part of it too. You can't go too hard on Vaush because otherwise the website comes down.
My association with him up until this most recent controversy, which has made my life a living hell. Quite literally in the week before all of that happened, I was just saying, okay, I'm gonna wind down my content and I'm gonna try to focus on doing more story-based content, specifically in the horror genre, and I still plan to work on that. But I've just been kind of festering on these thoughts without even having an outlet to really express them. And that's honestly why I'm putting this out here, because I feel like I just got punished for trying to be a good friend to someone. I feel hurt. I feel hurt. I don't want to defend this guy anymore. I wish him all the best, and I want everyone who's watching this, who's part of his community, to know that I don't hate him. I don't dislike any of you if you are part of his community or if you want to watch his content.
This is like a hedging your bets thing, I think, isn't it? That's what it comes across like. Why did they private this? Like, literally within a matter of hours, it got privated.
I just don't want people to say the word Keffals and immediately associate it in their heads with Vaush anymore. I feel like there's going to be a lot of Vaush fans who are going to watch this and start talking about Vaush derangement syndrome, but it's like, he's not above criticism. He's hurt a lot of people through his own recklessness. I've talked to countless people who are part of his community who...
Oh, there's no link to the video that you can see. There's a certain forum that has it on there, though. Kiwi Farms. Kiwi Farms has got an archived version of this video. That's where I found it. Because Kiwi Farms is actually great. I think Kiwi Farms, does a lot of good, in fact. It's funny, actually, because people like Keffals will have a pop at Kiwi Farms, but, and I've said this loads of times, but, like, it's not only just, like, they'll use the strategy like they did with that foreign man from a foreign land guy. I'm pretty sure that Keffals has been on Kiwi Farms to find information for things that they've wanted to say and do before, Did people associate Keffals' name with Vaush? Thought I'd be Kiwi Farms, yeah.
Have been hurt by this. There have been ramifications for the people who work with him, for the people who are part of his community. Some of them don't even feel comfortable saying they're a Vaush fan when they're meeting new people. It's a really shitty situation to be in, and it's a situation that he created through his own recklessness. And I honestly thought better of him because he never seemed like a person who would make a fuck up this big. But we're here now.
Yeah. If what's funny about it is I don't even know if his viewership has been that negatively impacted. I think all the people that were watching him are still watching him. I don't think that there's been much of a drop in his viewership because of this even. Kiwi Farms, Kiwi Farms, Kiwi Farms, Kiwi Farms, Kiwi Farms. Yeah, well, the thing that happened before is he was found to be liking weird sexualized anime stuff.
All of this happened, and I just don't know if I can feel the same way about him anymore. As a result of what he did, and of me wanting to be there to defend a friend.
Oh, Vaush has got like a group of editors, I think. What's the name of that dude on Twitter? I can't remember. But yeah, he's got editors that work on the YouTube channel. I don't know whether his mods and stuff are paid, but definitely he's got paid YouTube editors. Keffals bit the bait Ethan threw out. Yep. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, even with everything I said, it is still true that Keffals unnecessarily defended Vaush and did so, I think, on the belief that they would benefit. And that's why I say, you know, that message, what it comes across like is, yeah, Keffals wanted to get some sort of benefit out of Vaush for having defended him. And then obviously he's kind of given her the cold shoulder. So, yeah, now it's like, oh, got to make a video kind of hedging my bets a bit, giving him a bit of criticism. But not too much to cause like a rift.
When they were going through the ringer, I have faced so many ramifications for it, and I'm going to be facing more in the future. I'll give credit where credit.
Oh, you know what that is, don't you? The Mutahar video. The Mutahar video. I think that should be coming soon. Oh my god, it's going to be so great. Did he move? I was going to talk about Kiwi Farms and credit Kiwi Farms. I think before he had a perspective that was like, it should exist, even though he doesn't like it, right?
It's due. Vaush was smart to go quiet in the face of this controversy, which could have been a hell of a lot worse for him if he decided to post through it. But unfortunately, this is just never going to go away. For the rest of Vaush's career, this is going to be a cycle where it's going to continuously come back up over and over again. The next time it comes up, I don't want to be put on blast because of things I had nothing to do with. I think I've also realized from this situation that you don't need to get involved in every single drama. You really don't.
True.
I don't think Tipster should have got involved. I think that was really stupid. What?
Oh, Tipster called out! Oh my god! I can hear Nicholas Story already. I can... Tipster just got called the fuck out. You fucking idiot, Tipster, what are you thinking? That isn't a full bridge burn, just to be clear, but it is definitely like a... Tipster's just like, of course, my queen. Yes, my queen. You're right, my queen. I was wrong to do that. How could I make it up to you, my queen? Oof. Big oofs. Big oofs all round. Oof.
What could you have possibly thought the outcome of doing a public call out on Ethan Klein would have been? Honestly, like, I know you want to defend the people that you like, but sometimes you just gotta sit back. You don't always need to get directly in the fucking mud. And I would be lying if I said that I don't like drama. I love slop. I'm a slopmeister. I am 100% the operator of a slopateria. But I don't want to be directly in the slop. And I'm not going to stop doing commentary on various happenings around the internet. But I don't want to be directly involved in it. Especially when it has nothing to do with me. So if anything, that's my big takeaway from this situation. So with that said, thank you for watching. If you made it this far into the video, I really hope you had an open mind and understood where I'm coming from. Because I'm not saying any of this out of a place of hate. I'm saying all of this out of a place of hurt. It's been rough.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, man. Damn. There we go, guys. The Indian man cometh. Dude, you cannot stop. There's no break. Listen, if I know one thing about Indian guys, it's that they will not be stopped when they're onto something, okay? I'll tell you that much for nothing. Mutahar is not going to take no for an answer, okay? He's not going to fucking take no for an answer on this one. He is on one. I'm actually really looking forward to that. I think I got some faith that Muhar's going to do a good job with it. We'll see. Muhar's coming from... Oh, stop it! No! Ooh. Anyway, guys, people have been asking where this is. It's on my computer, but you can access it via a certain... It's on Kiwi Farms, if you want to see it. I don't normally look at Reddit comments. I don't really care what people say on Reddit because Redditors are subhuman to me. But I did see this. I thought I'd have a quick look at it. My subreddit is quite small. To be honest, I don't really spend much attention on it. I think it's because of my distinct distaste towards Reddit people, but this comment I thought was quite interesting. I found out about ChudLogic, so the Mama Max stuff. I liked his coverage there. I think I probably wouldn't agree with 98% of what Chud says in his other video streams that I haven't really watched, but the charming Australian accent does it for me. I'm not fucking Australian. I was watching his video on Keffals because I knew about her through the H3 podcast. I agree that she's probably not a great person, but I don't understand the point Chud was making about Keffals protesting to Cloudflare about Kiwi Farms, to the eventual result of it only being accessible through Tor for 3 days. Wait a second, though. That might have been the result, but that is not the outcome that they were going for, right? This, like, shooting at someone, and you shoot to kill them, but you miss and you hit them in the arm, and they have to go to hospital for a couple of days and they come out. Well, sure, I tried to shoot you and kill you, but the result was I just shot you in the arm and you're in hospital for a couple of days. So why are you complaining? Like, it doesn't matter what the result is. Like, the result is only this because Kiwi Farms had to work so hard to overcome this issue, right? I don't see why Chud has an issue with this. Cloudflare isn't a governmental organization. It's a corporation that can choose to provide or not provide services to whoever it pleases. So I agree that that's, well, I agree in many cases that's true. But even then, I think that if you use things dishonestly to whip up a mob, to put pressure on a company to take something down, that's still fucked up, right? But putting that to one side, okay, this is not a governmental organization, but this isn't like a fucking restaurant kicking someone out when you've got tons of other restaurants that you can go to, right? This is an organization which is one of the only organizations that provides this kind of protection. And when they got dropped, it wasn't like they could just go to another one and they were good to go. Obviously, it caused massive, substantial damage to the whole operation. I'm not going to ban. No, I'm not going to ban them. I don't really care. I just thought it was an interesting thing as we're on the topic, you know. They just don't understand or care that they're using extra legal means to remove protection from a website so others can illegally attack it. Yeah, exactly. They decided that whatever revenue they were getting from Kiwi Farms wasn't worth the bad PR Kiwi Farms was giving them, so they dropped them. Okay, but I'm not linking this to do brigading, to be clear. I'm linking this because I'm saying if you want to go and follow the Reddit, be all we do. If you want to put posts on there that I will ignore, then do. 3 days later, Vanwatek decided that it was worth it and picked Kiwi Farms back up. Just seems like the free market at work. Yeah, but like, then I'm pretty sure that they got dropped by them, didn't they? And then they were offline again. Like, it's not like you've got a bunch of different operators that you can choose from and it's a massive, you know, market that you can go to and you can get protection from all these different people. There's a finite amount of people that do it. Like the back end internet infrastructure stuff, right? And then also the bad PR, right? It's one thing to say like, oh, we're going to boycott a company because they're doing something we don't like, and the kind of like harassment, like it was harassment that they were engaged in. They were contacting employees of some of these companies and stuff, and they were using like dishonest, disingenuous means to present a case that Kiwi Farms was doing worse than it was, and then applying pressure to people to get them to do something about it, right? Yeah, Liz Fon Jones freak. Oh, hey Chris. I don't have I've got a copy of it here, but if you want to download it, just go to Kiwi Farms and there's a copy on the latest page of a thread. You can see it there. There is no obligation of any sort for Cloudflare to facilitate any sort of speech. So I don't understand why Chud has an issue with the way Keffals went about it. Listen, the only thing that I can assume is this person doesn't understand the extent of it and just thinks that Keffals was like, oh, Kiwi Farms is bad, guys, or Cloudflare, you should reconsider what you're doing. And they looked at it and went, oh, yeah, you're right, they are bad, aren't they? Like it wasn't a total, like just a full on across the board harassment campaign against these companies. That is kind of the only legitimate way of doing it. I don't think. No. Wait, what is this person saying? That there's a legitimate way to just take down a website because you don't like the legal speech that it's putting out? What? This is fucking insane. Well, they took down a website that shouldn't be taken down in a legitimate way. No, the problem is taking down the website should not be possible. It's not legit. It's effective, not legitimate. It was an effective thing. Doesn't mean it was legitimate. And the funny thing about it too is Cloudflare initially decided to keep up Kiwi Farms, and they made a staunch commitment to the principles of the internet to keep it up. But then, I'm presuming, if anything, it made the harassment worse. And then eventually it got to a point where they found a reason to take it down, which were 2 posts, which did get taken down on the Kiwi Farm side. And they pointed to that and said there's calls to violence, so we're going to take it down. That's my understanding of what happened anyway. Yeah, exactly. This is not legitimate. Yeah, exactly. Right to free speech isn't a right to online hosting services. Yeah, but what you don't understand is that if you can take a website down by convincing a hosting a DDoS protection service to take it down, you're setting the standard that you can do that with any fucking site. You were in support in principle of like racketeering, right? Like this is a support of racketeering. This is like internet racketeering. Is that the right word? This idea that it's like you've got a bunch of people that are going to attack the site, or that there's people out there that are going to attack the site, and you can't attack the site because there's protection, and you're using threats to get the protection taken away. Maybe racketeering is the wrong term, but do you know what I'm trying to say? Does that make sense? It's like coercive. They're trying to coerce Cloudflare, aren't they? Essentially. Shouldn't Cloudflare be able to do what they want as a private business, though? No. God, what is this fucking argument? No, I do not think private businesses should be able to do whatever the fuck they want personally, no. I'm fully supportive of fucking governments putting in place legislation that means that businesses in certain circumstances and certain industries are obligated to provide services even if they don't want to. And I think if it's an industry like the online back-end internet where there aren't many options, and if you get cut from a couple of companies, you end up with no DDoS protection, I think there should be an obligation that company has to provide service. Yes, correct. There are lots and lots of options. But I don't think there's lots and lots of options, right? I do not think there's lots and lots of options for this. Like for back-end internet infrastructure shit, I don't think there's a multitude of companies that you can go to. I don't think it's a market in the same way that you can choose what fucking grocery store you go to. Your options are quite limited, I think. And also, if you get taken off of one of these sites, it is like an instantaneous negative detrimental impact to you. Am I wrong? Really? I'm willing to admit that I'm not an expert in this shit, but my understanding is that there isn't a multitude of options for like DDoS protection that you can go to and pick from, and it's like you can just casually decide which one you're going to go for. And this illegal website we're talking about as well. Yeah, exactly. Whose reputation is being used. But yeah, I think that in some companies, in certain industries, have to be obligated to provide service. Yes. Here's your hammer and sickle, comrade. Is it really a communist take to say that there should be government regulation on companies, and that if there are situations where in some industries there are limited options, there's some obligation for them to provide service, so legal entities don't get taken down? Is that really a fucking communist take? I think that's just I think even a fucking conservative would think that about certain industries. No, how is that communist? Wait, you think that government regulation is communist? I'm delusional. What is delusional about saying in an industry where there are limited options, there must be an obligation for service to be provided so that businesses that rely on those services, legal businesses, don't collapse? What? That's not a communist take. What are you on about? Did I suddenly inherit a bunch of fucking anarcho-capitalists into my audience? Money is crime. What? Government should not be able to force private companies who they can do business with. I think in some limited circumstances they should, though. I don't think it's a communist take. I think it's a recognition that some industries will naturally have some sort of monopoly or some sort of like limited option, so that if someone gets cut off, it can mean that the thing that they need to do business or have a legal entity exist can't happen. Well, that should be stopped in some way. Judge, you fight with your chat every day. It's so annoying. Well, yeah, because I don't have an echo chamber here, do I? You know, it just to me, I admittedly don't know much about the back end internet shit, and I've said as much. But like, I look at what happened with Kiwi Farms, and they got taken down from, from Cloudflare, and it's only through the sheer will of Josh Moon wanting to make it happen that eventually he had to set up his own DDoS mitigation stuff. But for a while, it was very dicey, and it was very difficult, and apparently there was a lot of options and a lot of things tried that didn't work, and it was up and down constantly, right? And that it doesn't even get to what 123 is pointing out there. Cogent, which is one of the largest internet providers, blackholed Kiwi Farms IP through the entire network that routes through Cogent. And that's the other aspect too. If you go beyond the Cloudflare stuff, is other back-end internet shit has happened, which has fucked them over too. And it's pretty terrifying to think that these fucking ISPs can make your website, whoosh, they can just do that to it, because of pressure. Kiwi Farms is a prime example. We've reduced state power, freedom for the people, right? Well, no, because now the people are suffering because of unmitigated corporate power. Yeah, sure. Bear in mind, I'm making this argument on the premise the website is legal. Okay. Obviously, if a website is posting unmoderated, illegal content, then of course I'm totally saying, yeah. I mean, the government, I would say, is allowed to issue an order to shut it down, right? And that situation, of course. But that's the thing, isn't it? The whole point of this is to get around the fact that it is not hosting illegal content. Just call chat retarded and move on. No, it's good to have a little chat about this, isn't it? Don't you like it? I like it. And also, yeah, it's the level of dishonesty they went to present Kiwi Farms as worse than it is, to lie to these providers to get it taken down too. Anyway, I'm never reading Reddit again. Too much disagreement in chat. I don't like it. So it's not like she could have taken a legal route on this. Well, yeah, that's the point, isn't it? There is no legal route. Okay? There's no legal way to do this, because we shouldn't have ways that we can take down legal websites that we don't like just because we don't like it for a certain reason. I guess the disconnect is that Chud doesn't think it's illegal for Kiwi Farms to exist, which may or may not be true. Well, no, there's no question. That's not a may or may not be true. Kiwi Farms is a legal entity within the United States, the place that it operates out of. There's no question about that. There's no question. It is a legal website. But I don't understand how that would obligate any service provider like Kiwi Farms to provide, or Cloudflare, I guess, to provide services to it. Am I missing something? Free market should rise to provide censor-resistant option, barring further intervention. But then, yeah, if that doesn't happen, I mean, what do you do then? I mean, obviously, Kiwi Farms has found their way of doing it, which is to have their own DDoS mitigation shit. But then that's the other thing as well. It's like, okay, so they got sure, right? They're able to fucking set up their own DDoS stuff. But then these Cogent start rerouting shit so it doesn't go to the website and fucking them that way. Like, it's like a constant battle for survival that this all triggered. And it's like, you know, it's only through... what are you whining about? God, people are so stupid. It's only through the sheer will of Josh Moon that this has worked. And if Josh Moon had given up and let the site die, then I think that'd be terrible. It's like you put all this pressure on someone, and through gargantuan effort, they achieve something, and then you go, well, what are you worried about? It was all fine in the end anyway. And it's like, yeah, but like, that's because a person, an individual, was willing to put themselves in a situation to make gargantuan effort to make that happen, you know? That is true, yeah. I think the reason people get so passionate about it is, you're right. Kiwi Farms is the only last part of the internet you have left, where you can call someone what you want to call them without having to worry about, you know, onerous terms of service from some woke retard shit. Even fucking Twitter, which was supposed to be the free speech bastion, has got all, you know, problems coming through, hasn't it? I guess 4chan, yeah. I'm not, yeah, I'm not banned, am I? On my new account, at least. Yes, Grandad's Lounge. I'm getting mad about people saying things about Kiwi Farms that I don't like.